fading out the beautiful music. Okay, Miracle Mind Training, here we are. And we got 30 minutes from now, so the clock is ticking. And I'm happy that you're here. I'm happy that we can do this, because it's revealing. That's the least you can say about it. It's very, very, very revealing. Revealing in the sense of you hear something that you did not hear before. So that gives like an opening in your consciousness for more light, for more expansion, for less resistance, and all this. Like, there's a lot to discover, and effortlessness was the theme a bit this last couple of days, and we continue with that. We're gonna make it so easy for you, like looking at what is occurring and the choices that you have, the choices that you think you must make. We're gonna make it even easier than we already did with the recalibration exercise we did yesterday. It's like now really making it easy, up to an incredible unified level, which is really heavily celestial, incredible. So this is possible. It's not that I make it up or anything. No, this is the thing. And what the thing is, you're going to discover in the lesson that we're going to do, like as inspiration with the Miracle Mind Training, we use different things. Sometimes it's miracle principles, sometimes it's a lesson, sometimes it's text, or sometimes it's the manual for teachers, just to recognize, oh yeah, there's a real necessity for doing the mind training, to keep that active. Like, still my thoughts have no meaning. That did not change. Still, I'm only looking at the past, even though I seem to be looking at you. But that's the past. In my experience of myself, that is the past. So all of that is not revealing to us, to me, the present moment. No, it's like right beneath that. So when this facade breaks down, when this world collapses, the world that I made, that I see, that I think has value, that I value, otherwise I wouldn't be seeing it. If I release the necessity to look for value there, then the world is gone. And I see, oh, I literally projected that. I really thought it could hold me in a bind. It could hold me in the idea that it tells me something that I should do, that I should adhere to, that I should surrender to, that it dictates to me as a force outside myself. Now, by releasing the necessity to use the outside world as a dictator, as something that can tell you what you are, by releasing all the value, that was actually the word I was looking for, like by releasing all the value, all the images are first turning from color into black and white, and then they fade as old pictures, as old portraits, as old photographs that you left too long in the sun. It's like it's overexposed. There's nothing there anymore. Like, this is a white piece of paper. Suddenly it's like completely emptied out. This is what is occurring with doing the mind training. But that's not the only thing. Like, if it would be only to release the images that I've made, why would I do that? I can enjoy myself with them. Why would I release them? If that would be the only thing, to release them, and then what? Nothing? Like, no. There is something given that is true about you. There's something behind all that. That is the truth about you. That can come literally to... It will be shown to you what that is. It will literally reveal itself because you release the value you put out there. you put in the images that you saw. And so by doing that, suddenly something opens up. There's suddenly space between your thoughts, enough for the light to enter in and reveal something to you, reminding you, for instance, this is really great, that you're sustained by the love of God, that there's nothing to fear, that you think with the mind of God, and that your holiness is guaranteed by God, that like all of this is given by just that occurrence. It's like Christ vision suddenly reveals itself. You start to see things in a total perspective instead of a separated perspective. You start to see things beyond the differences, but you come to the unified principle behind them all. This is what we're training for, so to speak, to release our ideas, to release the patterns and the habits and the things that you thought were of value, that changed 180 degrees. It wasn't what it looked like. It was not valuable. You didn't really know what you were seeing. Now, it's not that I'm trying to talk you into my story my part of the story or something. It's like, no. So the reference is in you. So I'm referring back to you. In your experience of yourself, this is the thing that is going to be given to you as soon as you allow that to occur. Not because I say so, but because it is. That's the wonderful thing. So that's a universal experience. It goes beyond sex. It goes beyond religion. It goes beyond race, beyond color, beyond greed, beyond all of it. All the differences that we make as so-called human beings. Like all the difference that we make, we go beyond that by this. It has nothing to do with it. It is a universal experience that you can have, not depending on anything else. It's completely free and it's given to you. Like it's an individual experience of totality. That is the offering. Now that's why we do the miracle mind training. And that's why we're going to start now with lesson 138. That will simplify the whole story even more. And the story, what I mean with the story is that in fact the training or your focus or your discovery will focus your discovery to one point, to one single thing. What is that going to be is the question then. So listen with me. In this world, heaven is a choice. Because here we believe there are alternatives to choose between. We think that all things have an opposite. And what we want, we choose. Like, that's inevitable. What you want, you choose. If a heaven exists, there must be hell as well. For contradiction is the way we make what we perceive and what we think is real. Creation knows no opposite. God knows no opposite. But there is opposition. Here is opposition part of being real. It is this strange perception of the truth which makes the choice of heaven seen to be the same as the relinquishment of hell. It is not really thus. So once again, creation knows no opposites. Like we're accustomed to opposites. Here it says to, if heaven exists, there must be hell as well, is what you think. Like because you believe in opposites. Can you see that? Like, can you see that the whole opposite idea is based on the fact that you believe that there's such a thing as an opposite. Is there an opposite to heaven? Yeah, there's an opposite to heaven. It's hell. So it's like that. That is the way that you think like this is what the problem is then. So to bring it back to the essentials then here. slowly but certainly you're going to see that there is no opposite to heaven, and that all things are included in that, and that goes beyond your differentiation, because your differentiation, like you seeing differences, is still based on analyzing, on making these differences, but in the end they're all one. You can say, like, having all the money in the universe or having no money in the universe is still the same idea. Like, there's no difference in it. It is the same idea. Like, which part of the scale as you have made it does not matter. What we're talking about is then like quantity, you could say. So the unifying principle here is that there's no such thing as an opposite. In your belief in opposites, you create a world where that is possible, but that world has no reality at all. But you think this way. That is the thing. It's like in the mind training, we're undoing that idea that there is no opposite. No, what I see is the past. It's gone. It's over. It's not. It doesn't matter if it's looking yellow or black. No, it is all past. It's gone. It tells you nothing about the truth. And the same with life and death. If you believe that there's such a thing as death, then it's like you believe that there's such a thing as time. If you believe there's such a thing as time, then recognizing that all is past, where is your time? So that does not make sense. And the fact that it doesn't make sense starts to really come into your awareness by doing these exercises. Imagine that you can see beyond your differences and suddenly recognize the pure beauty, like pure in the sense of total beauty of what you see, whether that's a person, whether that's a flower, whether that's anything else. Like, this is the invitation. It has nothing to do with opposites any longer. No, it has to do with totality. Are you allowing what it is that you see to be total? And not by differentiating to a little bit and total, or nothing and total. No, it's like in reality, there is no opposition to something. It's like joy is absolute perfect joy. Happiness is perfect happiness. It does not have an opposite. Gratitude is total. It does not have an opposite. It is not measurable. It is not, you can't analyze it. It is everything. So this is love. You cannot love God a little bit. That would make no sense. So either you love God total, or you don't know what love is. Now this becomes more and more evident in your mind. It's like, oh yeah, now I know what I deal with here. It's like, that's why it's so good to do the mind training. I see only the past. My thoughts about things are meaningless, because what does it contain? It contains differences. It contains contrast. It contains opposites. It contains duality. And that cannot have any meaning. In this world, heaven is a choice, because here we believe there are alternatives to choose between. We think that all things have an opposite, and that we want what we want, we choose. If heaven exists, there must be hell as well. For contradiction is the way we make what we perceive and what we think is real. Creation knows no opposite, but here is opposition part of being real. It is the strange perception of the truth which makes the choice of heaven seem to be the same as the relinquishment of hell. It is not really thus. It is not so. Yet what is true in God's creation cannot enter here. until it is reflected in some form the world can understand. And well, here you have the bridge again. It's like, yeah, what is true in God's creation cannot enter here. That would be impossible. Literally, there's no overlap. Until it is reflected in some form the world can understand. And what would that look like then? It would be a question. Like, until it is reflected in some form the world can understand. Now you can say it like this. It's like, you've seen these demonstrations. It's like, if I go do my meditation, if I sit still and suddenly like an incredible gratitude overflows me for no reason whatsoever, and I would cry, I would laugh, I would fill the whole space with all this grace and all this love. So whoever is with me sees that reflected, like sees it reflected. It becomes like palpable. You can feel the energy of it. It's like it's filling the room. It is whatever it is. This is just an example, but it's like that leaves an impression. It is reflected. It cannot be in human logic. This would not be possible to be happy without a reason. Are you kidding me? No, you have to be happy for a reason, otherwise it cannot be happiness. A spontaneous happiness for no reason at all, yeah, a human being doesn't buy it. It will not trust it first. But when it sees it reflected that it is happening, when you literally see it with your eyes, like, and feel it with your whole system, body, configuration, then it starts to make sense. Like, there must be something there that I might not know how to get to, but I've seen it alive. I've seen it demonstrated. Yep. Okay. So yet what is true in God's creation cannot enter here until it is reflected in some form the world can understand. Truth cannot come where it could only be perceived with fear. Truth cannot come where it could only be perceived with fear, for this would be the error. Truth can be brought to illusions. See, that is so important. Truth cannot come where it could only be perceived with fear, for this would be the error. Truth can be brought to illusions. Can truth be brought to illusions? No, it cannot. Opposition makes the truth unwelcome. And it cannot come. Simple as that. Like, it's impossible. Like, fear cannot enter a fearful mind. Truth cannot enter a fearful mind. That would be impossible. Okay, so we go to the next one. Excuse me. A choice is the obvious escape from what appears as opposites. This decision lets one of the conflicting goals become the aim of effort and expenditure of time. Without decision, time is but a waste and effort dissipated. It is spent for nothing in return, and time goes by without results. There is no sense of gain, for nothing is accomplished, nothing learned. Okay, choice is the obvious escape from what appears as opposites. Yeah, so you can keep yourself busy with choices, in other words. Like, yeah, there will always be an opposite to it, and you can change your mind and you can choose for a different outcome. Decision lets one of conflicting goals become the aim of effort and expenditure of time. Literally, it's what time is made for. To endlessly doubt your choices and reconsider them and postpone them. And yeah, it's like one of the toys. Without decision, time is but a waste and effort dissipated. You need to be reminded that you think 1,000 choices are confronting you. And this is then really Jesus speaking to you directly. Like, you need to be reminded that you think 1,000 choices are confronting you in one day, when there is really only one to make. There's only one choice to make, and even this but seems to be a choice. Do not confuse yourself with all the doubts and that myriad decisions would induce. You make but one, and when that one is made, you will perceive it was no choice at all. For truth is true and nothing else is real. There is no opposite to choose instead. There is no contradiction to the truth. Okay, so this is quite a paragraph. You need to be reminded that you think 1,000 choices are confronting you, when there's really only one to make, and even that seems to be a choice. Do not confuse yourself with all the doubts and the myriad decisions would induce. You make but one, and when that one is made, you will perceive it was no choice at all. For truth is true and nothing else is real. There is no opposite to choose instead. There is no contradiction to the truth. Now here is the thing. The thing that you choose for is already there. It's like I choose to release what we practiced the last couple of days too. It's like we start to listen to the voice. We want to be directed. We want to be guided by truth and not by our own ego thoughts or whatever. It's like these are not even our own, but they are in our minds. So this is important. Like you choose, in fact, for something that comes to you that has always been there. So that is not really a choice, but it's the only one that you can make. It's like I choose truth over everything that I see. I recognize that I'm seeing only the past, and I don't want to live in the past. I want to be present here and now. I want to know who I am. Now, this is our motive, or at least say it is the focus of our explorations. You want to discover that. You want that to be given to you. And this is really important. It's important in the sense of when you let everything go, when you let everything be for a moment, that can come to you. Now, that is not really a choice, but it can come to you, and it will fulfill you. And it sets the stage, so to speak, of what it is that you want. Suddenly you discover, this is what I want. You know, it's like, that is the important part. It's like, it is what I want. And now I'm going to be, say, vigilant for this. I want to experience this. I stay right here. I don't want to lose myself in any kind of detour any longer. I come back to this. I open myself up and let truth come to me to show me what things are, how it is. But that becomes your, you can say, spiritual life. That becomes you being the total experience of the truth itself. So that is no longer than a choice, but it's what lives you, including you. Like it is what life is. A miracle is a service. It is the maximal service that one soul can render to another. It is a way of loving your neighbor as yourself. The doer recognizes his own and his neighbor's inestimable value simultaneously. Now my question is, from which chapter is this? I make it really easy this time. A miracle is a service. It is the maximal service that one soul can render another. It is a way of loving your neighbor as yourself. The doer recognizes his own and his neighbor's inestimable value simultaneously.
One.
Yeah. Yay! Yeah, it's chapter 1, where all the miracle principles are, and this was one that's there too. Wonderful. Thank you, Pierre. Wonderful. Great.
1 to 25.
1 to 25. Okay, let's go. Generate 2. Okay.
J'ai donné à tout ce que je vois dans cette pièce, dans cette rue, de cette fenêtre, dans ce lieu, toute la signification que cela a pour moi.
Yeah. Yeah. I've given everything I see all the meaning it has for me. I've given everything I see in this room, on this street, from this window, in this place, all the meaning that it has for me. Now we have done this lesson. So what are we going to do is we're actually going to do it. Merely glance easily and fairly around you, trying to avoid selection by size, brightness, color, material. See the differences that you normally see. Now we're undoing that. We're not looking, so we glance easily and fairly quickly around, trying to avoid selection by size, brightness, color, material, relative importance. Take the subjects simply as you see them. That's a really difficult exercise. Take the subjects simply as you see them. Try to apply the exercise with equal ease to a body, a button, fly on a floor, an arm or an apple. It's all the same stuff. The sole criterion for applying the idea to do anything is merely that your eye has lighted on it. Make no attempt to include anything particular, but be sure that nothing is specifically excluded. So that's the exercise. Let's do it for a second. So nothing that I see. I've given everything I see in this room, on this street, from this window, all the meaning that it has for me. So look around you. Merely glance easily and fairly quickly around. It's like you don't have to stand too long still with everything that you see. But I've given what I see, all the meaning that it has for me. All right, so thank you so much for joining today in the Miracle Mind Training. So we were in lesson 138 for a moment and did just some exercises. That's really wonderful. So thank you so much for your participation and for your active mind training. So I hope to see you in the next episode tomorrow, and bye for now. Thank you for everything. See you soon.